Ladies and gentlemen, the picture that you're looking at, this is a New Jersey resident. Name is James Cai. James got the coronavirus after attending a convention in New York. So right now he is hospitalized in Hackensack. And you're going to hear him briefly talk for just a few seconds where he's coughing and trying to talk at the same time. And he has said that his condition is declining very rapidly. So he's one of a few. Now, New Jersey is definitely playing down the numbers. I believe it's up to like 31 cases here. But if you pull it up online, it's going to tell you it's only two. And that is definitely not correct. It is really going rapidly. They are talking about closing schools in parts of New Jersey. And some of the universities are saying to the students after spring break, don't come back. You're going to have to finish up your classes online. So if it was just two people, then why would you go to those extremes? You wouldn't. It would have to be a lot more people. And New Jersey today just declared a state of an emergency, and you certainly didn't do that over two people. Just the lies that are going around is just mind boggling, y'all. But they're going to keep on lying as long as they can. But it's going to get to the point where they're going to have to admit the truth because this thing is going to spread so much across the country. Now, as of yesterday, it was 34 states. I believe I saw something that said 39. So I'm going to have to go back out and look. But I can tell you it is spreading rapidly. I believe in less than 2 weeks, it's going to be in all 50 states. I really do. So, New York declared a state of an emergency, and so did New Jersey. And I think I saw one for North Carolina and Colorado as well. So, this thing is spreading fast. It is no joke. You cannot downplay this thing because it kills. So, I know Trump is still at that state where he's trying to downplay it. You can't downplay this. After a while, he already looked ridiculous. He's going to really look over the top ridiculous after a while. But hey, those folks all have high IQs, so it's certainly not something I need to worry about. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me get into the story. Now, this came out a few days ago, so they're going to be talking about the stock markets, but just disregard that. That's kind of old news, what they're saying on here. But this is 32-year-old physician assistant who was the first patient who tested positive for CV in the Garden State, said his decline was a rapid one. And he said, I read some other articles on him. He said each day is becoming more difficult. People have to take CV seriously. It's very serious. James Cai, New Jersey's first CV case. Kai works and lives in both Manhattan and Fort Lee. Fort Lee is in New Jersey, by the way. He went to an urgent care clinic, then the emergency room at Hackensack University Medical Center, and that's where he is right now. Let me go ahead and play this audio for you.
More than 1,200 points, indicating another huge sell-off at the market's open.
CBS News' Jenna DeAngelis joins us live from the stock exchange with more this morning. Jenna?
Chris, as quickly as the coronavirus is spreading, so is fear. And this huge drop in the stock market really speaks to that. The number of cases in New York has jumped to 105, and officials expect that number to rise, especially as they ramp up testing. A state of emergency declared in New York where more than 100 people have tested positive for the coronavirus, which is quickly spreading across states. Connecticut announced its first case over the weekend, and there are 6 cases in New Jersey, including James Cai, the first confirmed in the state.
Every day is getting worse.
Cai, a 32-year-old physician's assistant working and living in both Manhattan and Fort Lee, New Jersey, says he became sick after attending a medical conference at a Times Square hotel last weekend. He went to an urgent care clinic and then to the ER at Hackensack University Medical Center, where he's been hospitalized since Tuesday.
It happened so quick.
Cai explained he's not a smoker and had no underlying health conditions before contracting the coronavirus, warning others to take the threat seriously.
A lot of people say, oh, it's okay, don't wear a mask. I don't believe that.
Officials say the key to containing the virus is finding the positive cases so they can be quickly isolated, which means testing needs to be done. Governor Cuomo toured Northwell Health Labs on Long Island Sunday, which just got federal approval to begin manual testing. The governor calling on the federal government to increase testing capacity at more labs so thousands of tests can be done a day.
I think the CDC has just been slow off the mark, and they continue to be slow.
New York City, where more than a dozen cases have been confirmed, canceling all school trips abroad and non-essential international travel for city workers.
I think we could well be at 100 cases or hundreds of cases over the next 2 or 3 weeks. We have to be prepared for that reality.
Officials urge you avoid densely populated spaces like the subway, saying if you have to take it and a train is packed, just wait for the next one. They also ask that you stay home from work, especially if you're sick. We're live in Lower Manhattan. Jenna DeAngelis, CBS 2 News.
Jenna, thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this thing is not getting better. It is actually getting worse. There are so many cases in my county. I was even telling my family, do not be surprised if they try to quarantine parts of the county or the entire county. We got to be ready for anything at this point because this thing is spreading rapidly. Look, I went to court today and I thought about it when I went in. I was like, these people are on top of each other all day. How could they not get it? And don't be surprised if you'll start hearing about courts closing down, government agencies closing down because of the virus. And, everything they're going to have to shut down. I don't believe they're going to come up with a vaccine for this, y'all. I know they've been talking that, but I'm telling you, I'm just not believing it. Look, you got a flu vaccine and there are still deaths and problems and stuff. I did a story on a man that became paralyzed after he got the flu shot. Some people got it and still died. So even the flu shot that is in place is not even foolproof. They got to kind of guess what strain of the flu is going to come out. But this thing with CV, it keeps mutating over and over and over. That being said, it's mutating. So by the time you come out with something, it will be ineffective. How can it work? So, so this is one doctor in my state with it. And he's not the only one at Hackensack University Hospital. There are more people with it there. So, what do you really do with these people? Even when they're not showing symptoms, they're still contagious. So what do you do with somebody like James Cai when they're not showing symptoms? We know what's going to happen. They're going to release him. And then he's going to turn around and infect other people. Nobody's going to live an isolated existence. That's way too much to ask people to do. They're not going to do it. And self-quarantining, that's not going well. Some of these people have broke self-quarantining themselves. The quarantines need to all be mandatory at this point. I don't care if these people object to it. It's mandatory. So this is not going to go well, y'all. And now they're trying to count on the hot weather to slow this thing down. But is that really going to work? It's in South Africa. And I looked online to see what the average temperature was in South Africa right now. It's in the upper 70s and 80s, and it's still spreading there. So, wow, y'all gonna have to just tell me what you think. I'm just not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel on this one. But please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.